Hey everyone, it's Dustin with TechMD coming at you with finally a really good screen recorder, hopefully. Anyways, we're showing you my brand new Gigabyte laptop. It has a 3070 in it, and as you can see, it's running 85, 86. This is after only a few minutes of running. I can prop up the laptop and maybe hopefully reduce some of the heat. But overall, it is still just overheating. Brand new laptop too. Really just got it today. This is the Gigabyte A5 gaming laptop. And I think there's more to it. Trying to find out the exact model. Give me a second. The Gigabyte A5 X1. So this bad boy, if you just set it on your lap, it's going to overheat. It's cooling down a little bit now that I have it levitated a little bit, but it has a Ryzen 9 5900HX and 8 gigabytes of the video memory, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and a half a terabyte of hard drive. So I thought, okay, this will replace my 3060 computer. So why not, right? I have a little bit more power and a little bit more mining. Also, they're doing $100 off. I don't know how long that'll last. Probably will end here today, I think. But overall, I thought, okay, I'll have a little bit more power to power my big screen that I have for my office. But even with mounted up, it still runs really hot, and its hashing is terrible. I can't even increase the hash rate until I can get this computer cooled down. Now, I need to do a couple of these Dell computers. And also a couple of, and another Gigabyte that I have. Absolutely love this other Gigabyte. I'll tell you guys about it here. The Gigabyte G5KC. I think I've made a video on it. I plan on making another video for sure if I haven't. But it is literally, it's been a couple times where it's $1,000 and then another $50 off. So I was able to pick it up around $1,000 to $1,050. It's a 3060 and it does 47 mega hashes on Ethereum. It's a great computer on top of just being able to use it because it has the memory, it has everything that this one has. I only paid $500-ish more, $550 more for this laptop for 3070. I was really hoping to get a little bit more out of this than just what it is right now. And I don't know why my MSI is not opening up here. Just being really, really stubborn here. Anyways, we're going to, in this video, I'm going to show you how to apply liquid metal to your brand new computer. If you want to mine Ethereum, be able to keep your temperatures under control, and also we'll upgrade the thermal pads if needed. But what I've noticed is that laptops really don't benefit well from them, and you really can't tell the memory temperatures because there is no temperature gauge. So I haven't really noticed a huge difference upgrading the thermal pads. What I have noticed is if we can get the temperatures down on both the CPU and GPU, then we're going to have something that's going to keep our temps under control. Let's see if I can close some stuff out here so I can show you what's going on here with the processor. Let's see what our processor temperature is at. Maybe we can close MSI. It's not open. That's weird. We might have to have a reboot. So there's our temperature there. And it's not showing our temperature on our CPU. I'm going to have to get the little HW app to see, but I want to look at the CPU temperatures before and after. No, I think it's not that one. It's the info one. So how you can monitor your temperatures is you want to get this app here. We're in sensors only. Okay, here's our CPU temps. I hate when that bar disappears. It's so stupid. Wow, our CPU temperature. Woo, 93 degrees. It's not even running maximum. Wow. Celsius, guys, that is just, this computer is just right off the bat, brand new, overheating, and that's propped up too, mind you. And the GPU is sitting at 79. And the CPU is not even running yet, really. I don't even know what is causing that much processing power. Oh, it's a video recorder. But as you can see, though, this thing is running really hot. So let's see if we can get these temperatures. Geez, it's almost hitting 100. Wow. So we're going to tear apart this laptop and get these temperatures under control ASAP before it starts thermal throttling too much. All right, so it looks like we got our temps down to 75 at the moment, but it topped out at 99. We're not sure if it's thermal throttling yet or not. But in my experience, this takes a little bit of time for it to get used to it. Using just a little bit of the processor, not too much. I'm assuming as soon as we pump up that GPU, it's going to definitely kick it up a little bit here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and, by the way, I'm a huge Halo fan. If you want to look me up, I am TechMD YouTube without the E on the end, because they wouldn't let me go longer. So TechMD YouTube is how you look me up. Add me as a friend. I love to play Halo. I'm in Diamond Platinum class. I don't play a lot, but I certainly love to play from time to time. Okay, so anyways, we're going to take this here, and actually let's monitor GPU temps here, and we'll monitor the CPU here. Okay, there's our CPU, our GPU. See how well our GPU does. We need to check the CPU to see if it's thermal throttling here. I think there is a thing here. No, it says it's not thermal throttling, so that's good. So far, our GPU is doing wonderful. Mind you that it was hitting 80. Only mining for like the first 3-4 minutes. It's bad. So, and it was hitting 86 when it was just sitting flat down. It's ridiculous. The CPU is definitely runs hotter than most of these. Something else is hashing. What is that other thing that's hashing? The second processor is hashing a 1 mega hash. So we need to do this in our we don't want that second one hashing. I think that's the code. Yep. Only using GPU 0 now. Alright, so let's overclock this bad boy. Oh, this doesn't look... Oh, okay, that's why. We were totally on the wrong one anyways. You don't want them synced, that's for sure. Want them separated. There you go. And you can't adjust the fan, but you can on this computer. There is a, there it is. You can open up your control center and choose your fan speed, and you can choose maximum. See, they're not doing maximum right now, and you want maximum for best cooling. Well, that CPU hates me. It's running hot. We might need to adjust a little bit of the CPU. We'll find out here once it runs for 24 hours. So usually I run clocks like this, minus 1200 and then, or minus 200 for core clock, and then memory clock I do that 1200 plus. I have the fans running 100%, so we get maximum cooling. Let's see if we can get our hash rate up. 61 is pretty good. Mind you though, you're only going to be able to do this with really nice fan or liquid metal. I'm not loving that CPU temperature, but I know it was running hot prior to this anyways. I don't know how to get that CPU temperature in control. You might need more liquid metal, I'm not sure. And this was $1,600 laptop and we got it for $1,500 plus tax. It's $1,600 plus tax, and then I get a $100 rebate. Looks like, unless I can get some more cooling, that CPU is concerning me for sure. GPU's done great. 120 watt power. My new Dells or 3060s are 115, but they just overheat. So we're gonna do some videos on the new G15s. I have old G15 here and some new ones over there, and we're gonna try to pump them full of power, and hopefully we can get some better clocks. So I'm just gonna let this CPU run for a while and see how it works and see if we can get it cooler. But overall, not bad. Make sure on your laptop that you edit your power plan, and then also make sure you do full power. Manage 3 settings, optimal power, prefer maximum performance, apply. Okay, that's done. So what's our price per hash on the Gigabyte? We're going to just say 1,050 before taxes. Mind you, we're going to do before taxes versus this one here. So the other Gigabyte for 1,050 get about 47 mega hashes, and my calculator crashed. So I just do this. It's totally backwards, but I type in the price divided by the hash. I get $22.34 per hash in value, which is much higher than a typical graphics card, but overall, like a 3080 is still $20 to a hash. I'd rather have this and resell them if I need to. Also, where I'm at, I get free power, so I don't really care. Okay, so this one was before the rebate, $1,600 divided by 63 here. We're getting, it's $25.39, but if you add the rebate, it's $23.80. So this laptop, you know, is less laptop, right? So you don't have so many laptops laying around if you want to do this mining stuff. But this laptop is a little bit more and a lot more resellable, and you get a little bit less performance, but this thing is cooking. It's hot. So we want to get those temperatures on that AMD processor much lower as soon as possible. And so I'm probably going to go reopen it up and apply just a little bit more, but I'm going to let it run for 24 hours and see how it does. But I think it could be affecting the hash rate. But I think for resellability and usability for gaming, this is a great option. But the other 3060 gigabyte that I mentioned earlier, which I still have open, the Gigabyte G5 KC, it gets great hash rate, it plays Halo, and overall it's a decent computer. I do like the Dell 15s. They're great, they run Halo, but they overheat like no other, and they're just hard to keep cool because the fans are on the front and back and the board's flipped upside down. It's a terrible design, but they kept to that design, I think, on the new ones. We'll find out. I will be tearing down the new ones. They have more power though. They have 20 more watts. So we'll see if those are more valuable, or the old one was, or even this one here. So far I'm liking the 3070. We'll see how it performs with Halo and gaming and whatnot. But we're sticking right around 71 degrees, but unfortunately our temps are running way too hot on our CPU. I'm not too sure what to think about that. Now this will still run upside down and record, which I don't plan on recording the whole entire time, but I just flipped it upside down. So what we're gonna do is, oh, I didn't realize it would do that. I totally turned that off. Still overclocked, but we're running at 75 now on the GPU, so I'm just gonna leave this going. And one thing you wanna do is make sure you turn off when you, the lid option, where you just type in lid and make sure it's turned off, so that when you close the lid, the computer doesn't turn off. That's it. Okay guys, well, I will be coming back to this computer in 24 hours and we'll go from there. Thanks. All right, now I went ahead and put down the thing that came with it here, and we're gonna put our screws maybe in this crevices here. I don't know, we'll find out. Whatever we can do. The reason why I'm putting this down is because my pad is a little dirty and I don't want to dirty up my brand new laptop. I always recommend you guys to make sure that you let the device cool down, and also watch the video in full before doing this repair. You may not have all the tools. I use a grip 00 screwdriver, but you can use any 00 screwdriver. I like to use these because they really don't strip your screws. We go ahead and unlock the battery. Should be able to pull out. When you're mining or using your laptop often, I recommend opening it up at least once a year and re-thermal pasting. I have a magnetizer. Helps keep the screws magnetized and help me open this up. Looks like I'm gonna have to take these 3 screws out. There are different sizes, so just keep them in order. And they're in there, they're kind of hard to see on the video. This laptop is really thick, so I definitely thought it'd have enough cooling to cool off this 3070, but it kind of does. But then if you cover the fans real well or just set it on a mat, then it overheats, so it needs to be propped up. Just not a great lap computer in my opinion. Oh, I see what's going on. That one's up there. This one's over here. That one's further up. These ones are further down. Looks like it has the warranty little sticker there, but if you're in the United States, they can't enforce that. So I'm just going to take an iseasmo tool. Another plastic tool also works too. Just get in between the laptop here. Just checking for entry point. Yeah, it looks like it's right there. Just going to twist to get this popped off. There we go. These clips are fairly thick. There we go. We got most of those clips, and then we can probably just pull up. Hopefully there's no screws under these stickers. Doesn't feel like it. Getting a little bit of resistance here. Oh, I did miss a screw right here next to the battery connector. Well, it's very similar to the other Gigabyte, which is nice because the gels, you have to literally take the whole board out. It's quite annoying. So GPU and most likely CPU. CPU doesn't need nowhere near as much cooling as that blasted GPU, but you can clearly see that the CPU is overheating. All right, so the fans are gonna come up. So we're gonna need to remove the screws and also remove the fan connectors. Get this lifted up here. You also use some pliers if that doesn't work. Needle nose. All right, so we don't want to mix up these screws at all, and especially the fan screws. So I'm going to go ahead and put the fan screws up here because I bet they're all the same size. This feels fairly loose now. This is a pretty nice laptop. You have another M.2, and you can upgrade the memory to, let's say, a 32 gigs. So much cheaper just to buy a low-end one and then upgrade the memory yourself, which I'm probably going to upgrade this to 32 gigs. And also I'm going to upgrade this to a much faster M.2 in the future, and then transfer the operating system over. So if this is PCI Express 4, which I got to see if it is. If it is, I'm going to put a really fast hard drive in here. Okay, well, I should say M.2. So you can see, once again, they put a sticker here letting you know that someone's been in, but to be honest, you could totally like heat that up and remove it carefully and no one would even know that you've been in. But I think on the bottom, I think it's the hardest one to really heat up. You know, when you're first popping it out. Not sure how you would quite do that. But, you know, those stickers you could. It's possible you could just take them off and replace the sticker too. Just a generic black sticker, nothing special. If you're in another country. But in the United States, you're fine. Look at all this extra pads right here. Oh my gosh. This one has a lot of extra work. Just trying to find a good spot to pull this up. We don't want to pull up on the copper because it can bend. These are our pads. And this thermal paste, even though being brand new, just looks dry. Just nasty. Overall, very disappointing. Okay. Next is we need some isopropyl alcohol. I like to put it just in a spray bottle here. And we can take a big yellow rag or these thin cloths here and clean them up. Just gonna use the thin cloth, just put a little bit of alcohol in it. Use 99% is what I use. If you use less, just remember it takes a while to dry, longer to dry, I should say. Okay, just careful not to, if this pad didn't come along with your unit or one stuck somewhere, make sure you put it back where you found it. Which I'm pretty sure it needs to cover those completely. There we go. Too much alcohol. Ow! So if we can get this processor cleaned up a little bit more cleaner. Nice and clean, guys. Shiny. This is an AMD. Can't even tell it is. And they cover everything with that sticker. It's pretty hard to remove. Okay with me. Okay, next step, we'll clean the copper heatsink soon, but the next step is that we need to put a clear coat around. Even if there is no resistors, I still do it just in case. We don't want this stuff leaking out anywhere. Okay, once you get a coating around the processors, then you're set. One coat's good enough because there's really no resistors, but we don't want that liquid metal flowing anywhere on that motherboard. So hopefully that'll be a nice little stopper there. I say hopefully because nothing's guaranteed. But I've done a lot of these and been very successful. It really is like the only way you're going to be able to game and then also mine 24/7 when you're not gaming is either a really good fan and really nice thermal paste and thermal pads, or liquid metal. And a lot of people are nervous about liquid metal. You should be. It's very difficult. It's something you don't think you can do. After watching me, you can always send in your computer and I'll be glad to do that for you. Just contact me about pricing. I'm going to link everything I can in the description below. Just to let you know, like I bought a 5 gram and I'm able to do like so many computers. And to be honest, a little wasteful. I wish I just bought 1 gram. Or a couple 1 grammers instead of a 5 gram. Okay, it looks really clean. Clean, clean, clean. Nice. Okay. So they give me a little of a, I don't know, black Q-tip thingy, and I just keep on reusing it. No harm. Now I typically can end up pouring too much. Just to let you know, this thing loves to leak out, and so you have to kind of try to suck it back out. So wherever you set it, make sure it's safe, because you don't want it leaking anywhere near other electronics. And so I'm just going to put just a very small tad. And it still wants to come out. It's probably too much. Not a problem. We just go in there and pull in our plunger a little bit. And it sucks it up. If we need more, we can put more on there. And just get all around your Q-tip. That's what I do. Just kind of twist it around. Getting the right amount of liquid metal is important. You don't want too thin, and you can't have too thick either. So you may have to open it up a couple times to make sure you've done it right. So before screwing everything down, make sure you test it. Get all the way to the corners here. Okay, then use that same liquid metal. Put on top of your GPU. Or your copper plating here. So I like to draw where it looks like it's been. You can go a little bit bigger too, it's not gonna hurt nothing. And there's enough on my Q-tip where it just comes right off and right onto the copper heatsink. I'm filming. Okay, we'll do this one next here in a minute. Same thing, nice circles. If it looks a little putty on the processor or the GPU, you're fine, but it shouldn't be too thick. So it's hard to describe. But I like to put my excess right in the middle. Okay. And then one more time with this. And this has a nice little corner, square. First one that I've seen like this. So it makes it really easy to put exactly the right amount. And put that up. And we're gonna put this in. Obviously you don't want this shifting everywhere, so be careful about that. So line up your screws, holes right there, it's almost lined up, and then I'm just trying to line this up the best I can with the eye set I got. Just screw it down lightly. You may not notice at extreme immediate temperatures. You may have to let it run a little bit at higher temperatures, or you may have to, or you may get instant results with liquid metal. So I recommend a stress test for 24 hours. So if you want, you can run Riparian CPU mining along with your Ethereum mining. or you know, like maybe an open GLR test. I don't know. I don't know any of the computer tests that stress test the computers, but there's several of them out there they can stress test. Just overall, we want to make sure this is going to stay cool and not overheat. Put our fan cables in. Screw down our fan. You could just leave one and then flip this out upside down and then test if you want to. Some laptops will not run properly without a battery in it. I don't know if this is one of them. So just be aware that some do downclock. But if that liquid metal touches anything, guys, you can fry your board. Okay. Let's put our top on. I just clip this all around. It's pretty simple. Put my battery in. And I'm going to still do the same thing, which is just prop it up. Let's take this Gigabyte thing away. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and turn it on. Okay, well, it's not been 24 hours. Actually, just the processor never went down in temperature. I was just like, what the heck is going on? So I just cracked open the back and touched the processor to see how hot it was, and it wasn't very hot. Literally like a full turn on a screw fixed it. So it wasn't making proper contact, guys. And now you can see the temps. That's how simple it is to mess up liquid metal. You just got to have everything set down. So now we're sitting at 61 degrees on CPU. Way better. It was hitting high 90s before I put liquid metal on. And we're also on the GPU sitting here at 60 degrees. So pretty good. This is the lid thing I was talking about. Just type in lid and just change it to do nothing. That's it. So I'm just going to let this stress test for a while. Our temperatures are so good that we can move up this. Let's go ahead and go plus 1500 because some of my 3060s are at 1500 with upgraded stuff. And let's see if we can get a little bit more performance out of this. When you're gaming, you just want to turn that off, obviously. Save our position so we can easily just click on it if the computer ever turns off. Wow, look at those temps. Forgot to put that over here. We're at 64 hash. Oh yeah. Looking real good. 60 degrees Celsius, guys. So let's see if we can keep it at 60 degrees Celsius. We're gonna just wait it out here for a few minutes. $64.48. Wow, that changes our estimate. After our discount pre-tax, we'll give it one more time to get to 65 maybe. Really close. I think we might hit 65, so I'm just gonna round up. It's 23. We're really close to the other laptop in value. And temps are so nice. Wow, I cannot believe the power of liquid metal. And you don't even need to upgrade the thermal pads. Trust me, upgrading thermal pads, like I said, is a super nightmare when it comes to these systems. I think we'll be able to get a little higher once we close the lid, because you're not running the display anymore. $59, it's getting cooler. Got that memory sitting really speedy. I love seeing this. I can't wait to see what we can do with the Dell laptop. Ooh, we're almost to 65. So we're gonna go ahead and close this because this is running great. By the way, I maxed out the fans. You don't have to. They feel both great. Not too hot. Wow, it's great. You know, what's funny is like I can put these out in 34-degree weather and still like get like 45 degrees Celsius to 50 something. So yeah, this might be my new favorite laptop of purchase. Between the, we'll find out. We're gonna check out these other laptops. I'm gonna do some more filming. I hope you guys like these videos. To me, to be honest, even if you don't mind just doing the pad upgrade, you're gonna be able to game and put it on your lap and not have to really worry about it. I'd still recommend something in between your lap just to help the temperatures. And help the airflow, because you know it pulls the air right here and pushes it out, but the air is no longer bleeding hot. So remember, all I did was just tighten those screws a little bit more. I just have a little too loose and forgot about it. The last and final part is putting the lid back on, putting it together. I hope you guys don't need to see that part of the video, but I will maybe finish up the video with one more, just showing you how it's doing in 24 hours. So we'll see how I feel about it. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and y'all have a good one.